news that Fox has confirmed that Democratic Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush, that far-left so-called squad member, is now under federal investigation, has new information. So now she allegedly misused funds intending to pay her then-boyfriend security detail, $62,000 of it. That's the portion that they're specifically looking at. However, Representative Bush has spent more than $750,000 on security since she was elected in 2020. A watchdog has also demanded that the Federal Election Commission investigate that money I mentioned, the $62,000 that Bush paid her now husband. They got married after he was her bodyguard. Kennedy, it's like a movie with taxpayer money.
It really is. It's like a movie, and this is the sequel, because I feel like we've seen this one before from other members of the squad. If you remember, our dear Minnesota Congresswoman was having a little bit of a tristed
You were not talking about Whitney Houston's movie.
I'm not, but Kevin Costner was a pretty hot bodyguard. But I don't think the House Ethics Committee is going to look so kindly on the plot of this tale, because it is an unethical misappropriation of funds if these reports are to be believed. And you can't stick your hand in the cookie jar just because you want a little bit of a snack.
Oh, okay. I'm going to let that just sit right there. Now, the DOJ gets involved. What does that mean to you? This has probably been cooking for a bit.
They have some credible evidence here. And it's also why you see more and more of these squad members getting primary challenges, because even Democrats are starting to have enough of the squad. And whether they get them through the judicial process or the political process, certainly the squad has a lot of folks after them.
So what is going on with this group? I mean, why this lane? Why not the lane of they were helping too many people, and not just themselves, allegedly?
Yeah, I think there's a history here. This seems to be like the transactional nature of what happens when if you view the American taxpayer dollars like water, and now it's yours. And you can do what you want. Remember, these are the people, of course, who've promoted and run effectively the defund the police movement. So obviously there's been some complaints about the amount of money they've spent on personal security that individual Americans do not have. And that includes in the first 2 years of her tenure up there, she spent about $500,000 on private security. And I think that as we look at how, if you view this money as yours personally, as that you're entitled to it, that it's like water, and it's about who it is you're hiring and who you get involved with. It's, I think, just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the nature of the behavior of what you do in that office. And I hope we're going to get some more details.
It's redistribution. That's what it is. They're just redistributing it for their own personal needs.
That's an interesting point, because I would have asked back in 2020, what was she being protected from? I would argue not many people even knew then who she was. Now, of course, she's a so-called squad member now, far, far left of the Democrat Party.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And of course, a defund the policer, as you noted, and here she is shelling out this money for security. But I just want to give a shout out to Fox News Digital, because this was their original reporting. And now you have the DOJ that's now looking into this. They reported that $60,000 went to her now husband, as you noted, but also the fact that this individual had no security license. And according to, they did a scouring.
The bodyguard?
Yes, Metropolitan PD website, with the exception of St. Louis police officers, all persons performing a security function in the city of St. Louis must be licensed to do so. They also couldn't find record of a security license in Washington, D.C. So $60,000 goes to the husband who didn't have a security license.
That sounds so familiar. Fonnie Willis down in Fulton County, Georgia, and the election interference case against Donald Trump, under investigation right now for the affair that she had. She hired as a district attorney on the case, on Trump's case, somebody who had never, and Fox News, our research department found it, adjudicated a felony. He was on municipal court for traffic.
More than $600,000 to her alleged lover, who didn't have experience in racketeering cases.
Sometimes love doesn't need a license.
The Cori Bush report from Fox News, that was back in February of last year.
Yes.
So this has been obvious, and they've gotten away with it. And she keeps saying, we got to defund the police, and we're going to save lives. And then she spends that money on the men
But that's a good point, though, because that's a long time that they've had to look at this, and they didn't walk away. They only leaned in harder.
DOJ knows how to act quickly when they want to. Ask the pro-life community.
Right.
Ooh, okay, we'll move on. Well, we have some new chilling exclusive footage of illegal immigrants entering our country after being dropped off at the southern border. They needed a ride to get here.